And this is why I say your voice isn't lost. The core of who you are is still there, no matter what you've been through, what you've gone through, what you've experienced. At the core of who you are is your voice. The you who is super creative and loves to sing and make music and has a lot that you want to express through your singing voice. So it isn't lost. It's right where you left it. Have you ever felt like you lost your voice? Like you lost a part of yourself and you're wondering, can I ever get it back? We often talk about finding your voice as if it's lost and needs to be found. But what if I told you your voice is never lost? Whether you're discovering it for the first time or returning to it after a long time away, reawakening your voice is only a breath away. Here are 4 ways you can begin reconnecting with your voice right now so you can start singing again. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. Are you tired of pushing aside your desire to sing, only for it to resurface again and again? Hey, I'm Lainey, voice and creativity coach, singer and songwriter. If you're ready to rediscover the freedom of creative expression, free from judgment, doubt, comparison, and fear, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to give voice to the songs in your heart. Let's sing. Hey friend, just dropping in before we get started with this episode to invite you to join my email list and become a Reawaken Your Voice insider. You will get vocal tips, creative inspiration, and special offers. You'll also get the latest podcast episodes sent directly to your inbox every week. The link to join is in the description. There were 3 pivotal times in my life when I felt like I'd lost my voice. Times when I stopped singing or felt like I lost a part of myself and I had to find a way back to myself, back to singing. The first of those times was in my transition from opera to singing my own music and writing my own songs. Now, in retrospect, yes, I was on the journey to finding my voice on a much deeper level, like really finding my voice. But when I was in it, that messy middle, that in between, it felt like a wilderness, and I didn't know where I was going, and I felt like I was losing this sense of identity as a classical musician. There was a lot wrapped up in that title of opera singer in terms of identity. So all of that was unraveling as I was weaving it back into something that felt so much more like me. And yeah, there was a sense of feeling lost along the way. The second time was losing my dad. That's my sweet baby boy. If only my dad could see him now and meet him. So there's this grief, right? When we lose someone we love, that never goes away. You know, I feel that in this moment, hearing my baby using his voice. And now it's been 14 years now since my dad passed away. So there's been a lot of healing in that time. But when it was so fresh and so raw, I felt like a part of my voice went with my dad Like I lost a part of my voice when I lost him. So I went into a period of silence. But in a way, that's what I needed to heal. The third time was having a baby, becoming a mother. Now, if you've been listening, you know that I just had my second son 7 weeks ago now. So I'm in this again. Now, in many ways, motherhood felt like I was really finding the depth of my voice, the richness of my voice in a way that I never had before. But in a practical sense, I had to reinvent the way I went about singing and making music. You know, there was a big shift in my time, my priorities. Everything around me was changing, and within me, you know, my body itself changed. So yes, motherhood brought me to find my voice on a much deeper level. It deepened my sense of who I am and what I want to sing about and the kind of music I want to sing. But physically, there are these body changes. So right now, speaking from a place of being 7 weeks postpartum, my core is a wreck. My diaphragm feels like it's flown away, never to return. I'm like, where is it in there? Did it move? Is it like still in there? You know, that breath support is totally altered, and I'm in a place where I need to find my way back to it. I was also very vocal in labor. Who, me? Vocal? Using my voice in this huge moment of life? Yes. Oh, the power of your voice. I'm not going to get into it. That's a whole other episode. But the power of your voice is so amazing. You know, I sang my sons, both of them, into the world. But it comes from this deep guttural place. And I knew, like, while I was doing it, I was like, my voice is going to be so hoarse. You know, it's not like I was doing it properly. I was just somewhere else. So, yeah, my voice needs recovery too. And so I get to share this process with you as I'm emerging from postpartum, still very much in it. You know, I'm also tired. There are schedule changes. You know, sleep is not what it used to be. All of that affects your body and your instrument. And so, yeah, this is where I am, where I need to reconnect with my voice and restore, in a sense, my instrument. So all of this to say, there are times in life where you go through something and it changes you. And you're not the same on the other side of it. Yes, the core of who you are remains, which is also the part of you that loves to sing. But something has shifted in you. You've shifted your reality, and so that changes how you show up, and it changes who you are as an artist. But that core of you remains. And this is why I say your voice isn't lost. The core of who you are is still there, no matter what you've been through, what you've gone through, what you've experienced. At the core of who you are is your voice, your heart song, the you who is super creative and loves to sing and make music and has a lot that you want to express through your singing voice. So it isn't lost. It's right where you left it. It's just buried, almost like a time capsule, or maybe more like a seed, because when you open it up, it may not be quite the same as when you left it. But what if, when that seed opens up, something brand new emerges? Your voice is not lost. You know where you put it. It's still there. Maybe it's buried in layers of dishes and laundry and bills and grief and heartache and what once was and what may never be. It's all of these things. But these are the very things that are actually enriching the soil, giving it nutrients. And perhaps there are some things that are creating those nutrients through decay. You know, those things that once were, that are falling away, or that had to die to be reborn in another way. Your voice is not lost. Here are 4 ways you can reconnect with it so you can start singing again. Number 1, writing. This is pen to paper, good old-fashioned journaling. This is connecting with your voice in another form. So yes, you have your singing voice, but your voice in writing brings about a certain amount of depth that enriches your singing. It connects you with your inner voice, so you can work through any voice blocks that arise, you know, those things keeping you stuck, keeping your voice trapped inside of you, those things that cause you to hold back the full power of your voice. You can dump out all the noise, you know, all the dust bunnies and the cobwebs, all these things getting in the way of creative flow. So you can do this through morning pages. You know, many of you may be familiar with Julia Cameron's morning pages. I've mentioned them many times because there's something I come back to again and again. Anytime I feel myself straying from that creative flow, it's like, oh, am I writing? Am I doing my morning pages? Am I connecting with my inner voice in that way? And that will always lead me back to my voice. I also do this thing where it's like a conversation with God in my writing, in my journaling. And that is, you know, asking a question and seeing what comes back and going back and forth between my voice and the voice that I hear in return. So for me, yes, this is God as a Christian, but for you, this greater power, this source of creativity, connecting back with that is going to connect you back with your voice. Number 2, the second way you can reconnect with your voice is through creating through other forms of art, maybe even other forms of music, as in different instruments aside from your voice. I know when I was reconnecting with my voice after my dad died, the voice seemed too vulnerable and too close to the pain. So I sat down at the piano bench and allowed my voice to flow through my fingers, through the piano, through the keys. And that was so healing at that time. When I couldn't bring myself to sing, I sat at the piano and played all the music in my heart through the instrument of the piano. But there are so many versions of this, so many forms of art you can use to express yourself that will help you get closer to your singing voice. They may be just a stepping stone. Any form of creative expression that calls to you. This is connecting with your creative voice through other mediums. So you find that freedom. You can free something up without the pressure of singing. Sometimes we care so much about our voice and how it sounds, and singing is so precious, right? That we hold on to it too tightly. Creating with another form of art helps you to let go and surrender and release all that pressure. So like I said, you can improvise at the piano if that's your thing. Or I know photography was huge for me when I was traveling. You can make a collage, whether that be a physical collage with little pieces of paper from all over, or you can even create a Pinterest board that just creates a visual of inspiration. The point is to stir up that creative spark and that inspiration in whatever way feels easiest. Like take the path of least resistance. And when the resistance is strong in the realm of singing, you can find your way through another path. Painting, drawing, coloring, dancing. Dancing. What release, that freedom of expression through your body. And that gets your body moving. And remember, your body is your instrument. So yeah, dancing was a huge one for me too. In letting go, release. Number 3, listening. Listening to music, listening to other vocalists, other singers who inspire you. This has a way of not only inspiring a spark of something and giving you that internal nudge, like that twinge of longing, like, that should be me. I want to do that too. I have a desire to sing, and like acknowledging that desire. Not only that, but it also gets you moving in the direction of honing your artistic voice. Honing in on your tastes. What you like. What strikes something in your heartstrings. You can listen to music from your past that inspires you and, feel that nostalgia. Let it stir up those emotions. Reconnect with those influences that have been there for you. You're gathering parts of yourself that you've forgotten, parts you've lost, or parts that have fallen to the wayside, while also letting go of other parts of yourself through these earlier musical influences or songs that meant something to you at one point in your life. And maybe listening will help you let go a little bit and move forward. You can also listen to new music. In a way, this gives you a fresh start. It's like starting a new era, a new soundtrack of your life. And that can reinvigorate your motivation to sing and to create your own music. You can also listen as an audience member to a live performance. There is nothing like that energetic spark of live music, being in the room with those vibrations. Number 4, singing, of course. Now we do this in baby steps, so don't think you have to dive in. You can, but baby steps, no pressure, no expectations, no specific direction, like just singing to sing. For the sake of creating sound and using your voice and feeling those vibrations in your body, you're getting your voice moving again. That's the kind of singing I'm talking about. Not working on your heart project, just singing to sing. What we're going for here is vocal embodiment, like getting your voice connected with your body, if that makes sense. Like it might feel like it's all up in your head right now. Take the actual action of singing, moving from your head into your body, bringing it back to the heart. So you can do this by doing 5 minutes of vocal improv. Like that's it. Just start vocalizing. No expectations, no judgment. With improvisation, it's here 1 minute, it's gone the next. And you're just allowing yourself to play and explore your voice and see what's there without judgment. Sounding, toning, humming. And from there, you can begin easing back into vocalizing more extensively, getting into the warm-ups, the exercises. And you can do this in creative ways. It doesn't have to be the traditional way. But then moving into songs. The songs that just feel good to sing. Don't try to impress yourself. You don't need to go back to what you used to sing. You can create something new. So just to wrap up and recap, 4 ways to reconnect with your voice and start singing again. Number 1, writing. Number 2, creating. Number 3, listening. And number 4, singing. These are all ways that you can connect with your voice, not only through singing itself, but these other creative forms of art, forms of connecting with your inner voice and reconnecting with that part of you that is inspired to sing, that desires to make music. These are all important to reawakening your voice and your creativity, because it's not just the physical instrument of your singing voice itself. It is all these parts of you that you are gathering together. So pick one of these that feels accessible to you wherever you are in your vocal journey right now. And begin. Begin writing. Begin creating in some other art form. Begin listening. And ever so gradually, take little baby steps towards singing again, keeping in mind that this is a new beginning. Every breath can be a new beginning. That's something I say to my students often, is every breath is a new beginning. When we're singing, we have a chance to reset, to recalibrate, to begin anew. So take that deep breath, expand your rib cage, allow a breath of fresh air to fill your lungs, And when you're ready, begin that exhale with sound, with voice, and begin singing again. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.